Skeeter Buster? What?
My boobs.
Oh. Hey, are we live? It says live.
Hey! Okay, so yes, let's try it again. All right. So, your question, what kind of camera and editing software did you use? It looked amazing.
It is a Canon HD. It was their first generation of their larger HD camera, and well, that's all it was. But we had two of them, and so we were able to do a two-camera shoot. And the editing software is Final Cut. And I don't remember the specific name of the camera because I don't touch them. Did that answer a question?
I think so.
What's your next question? They're hard, very hard to miss. Oh, you must be talking about April's boobs.
Yeah, that's my boobs. So where did the concept of the show come from?
Oh, frustration. We had, after we did the Chainsaw Sally movie, we had been...
we tried for a long time to get funding for part 2.
And we got courted by a company out in LA, and they were all excited, and yes, we're going to do Chainsaw Sally 2, it'll be wonderful, we're all emotionally erect. And so they sat on it and sat, and we want to buy the show, and that's it, and then we'll take it and do what we want with it.
Yeah.
And April and I said, no, we have to say fuck you now.
Yeah, we're too close to this character to just let somebody else do all the directing and writing for it. So no one would understand it. So
yeah, so we I don't know. We just decided to keep it and say fuck LA, and we'll do it the way we want to, and we'll do it with our friends. And
yeah, we got sick of waiting for investment. And all these fans were clamoring for more Sally, and that we knew it was a fun character, and it was a good show, and it was just sitting there collecting dust, basically.
Yeah.
We weren't doing anything with it when we could be. And we're like, well, you know what? We have cameras, we have lighting, we have actors, we have people who are willing to give their time for free on the evenings and weekends, our wonderful, talented friends. So let's just do our own thing. And then Jimmy got into the idea of the internet being... You know, why worry about making a movie or distribution? Will just go completely independent, because the internet is free to anybody who knows how to get on there and use it. And
yeah,
so,
it's a level playing field.
Yeah.
You know, and the Sally movie had almost exclusively been sold off of the internet, because right as you know, as the thing evolved, as the industry evolved, the smaller guys kept getting knocked out of Blockbuster and Best Buy and all that shit, and so you know, most of those movies got sold straight off of the internet anyway from Shakorama, and they sold some crazy number. Like in the first month, it was like 20,000 copies of this little, you know, $30,000 movie. So, you know. So we decided, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves.
Okay. So...
Mr. Skeeter Buster.
Well, what inspirations have you drawn from, be it favorite films, directors, real-life experiences? Hopefully not real life. LOL.
I kind of draw from everything. I draw from movies that I like. You know, I mean, the best part of art is knowing exactly what to steal. And I steal a lot.
It's called adapting. You're adapting it.
Well, I've adapted quite a bit, and I find stuff that I like, and I take it and I put it into our world and make it so it works for us. Of course, the Chainsaw movies, all the Texas Chainsaw movies, but in particular the first one is a huge influence. Alice Cooper, Oingo Boingo, Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks movies are Bugs Bunny.
John Waters influenced you a good bit.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny probably most of anything.
Actually, Bugs Bunny. The Chuck Jones era.
Yeah, the Chuck
the
Jones.
Good stuff.
Right. So the first season is distributed by Troma. Correct. What was it like working with them? Fine.
They the benefit of working with them was that, and we didn't. It's not a good marriage if you're looking to make a big profit.
Yeah.
Working with Troma, but there are so many people, including us, who will pick up a movie just because it has the Troma label on it, no matter what. So we got a much wider audience because of working with Troma. So for that, I mean, it was worth it. It's worth collaborating with them. I mean, we didn't really work with them filming or anything. It was just distribution.
Yeah, we had, as a matter of fact, we had been selling it for almost a year before we decided to go with Troma. So.
But we decided not to do that for season 2.
Right. For other reasons.
Obvious reasons.
For the obvious reasons.
Let's see. Was Lloyd decent to work or negotiate with?
You don't actually work or negotiate with Lloyd. You work and negotiate with his people. Lloyd is the face of Troma, but he is not what's going on in the background of Troma.
But he's always pleasant to talk to.
And Lloyd's always very nice to us.
Yeah. He's a sweet guy.
Yeah, I've got no complaints about Troma. We knew what we were getting into as far as the money thing, and we were told, and we did it anyway because we thought it would help us publicity-wise.
And it did.
And it did. Season 2 went like crazy, and it was all iron. See that. Feature films, including the latest projects. Oh, good. Well, there was Good Sisters, which was really cool because we got to do something completely different than Sally. I wanted to make something that was kind of like a Hammerish. I mean, not Hammer, but that kind of anticipation. You know, it's kind of more gothic, or as gothic as we could afford.
It was not campy.
It was not campy.
It was the opposite
but
of Sally.
The cool thing that's coming up, and the main thing that we're going to be pushing our tits off for the next, well, not all of them, but the Darling Clementines, which is being produced by Fatality Films. We start shooting that in November down in Mississippi, and this will be our first movie that has over $1 million budget. Now you have to figure the Chainsaw Sally show, season 1 had no budget. 0 budget. The second season had $1,000 per episode, which is why there were 8 episodes. The Good Sisters had about $40,000. So we've never even come close to $100,000, and now we have over $1 million. And it's kind of crazy because we didn't know what to do with all of that. I mean, we're
still figuring it out.
Yeah, I mean, we're really, kind of used to figuring out how not to pay for shit. And now we're trying to figure out on how to spend money.
We'll still be shopping at Goodwill because that's just the way the show is going to look.
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out. But it'll be nice to relax. It'll be interesting, like we were able to do with Good Sisters, to actually, instead of all this piecework filming on evenings and weekends, to actually take a bunch of time off and just film, so that acting-wise, for the actors, we can actually really sink into the roles instead of having to switch ourselves on and off out of real life, coming home from work and running out and getting into costume and trying to be a whatever character it is that day. It'll be nice to really get into the project. Of course, that could mean that we are really screwed up by the end of those 2 weeks, because those are some messed up characters.
They are. The Darling Clementines is by far the most fucked up thing I've ever written. And after you see it, you will sit there and go, oh,
Yeah, he's something wrong with him. All right, so
Excuse me.
did you just answer that?
I don't know what to say.
What, from a technical aspect, are you excited to put that money to use? Oh,
Everything. I mean, we've never had anything. I mean, we've never had a full crew. And so when I found out how many people actually make a movie, it was very unsettling because, you know, what pretty much happened is I did a clump of stuff, Sean did a clump of stuff, Pat, and then our effects people. And I mean, there was, what, 7 of us, plus actors. And so to actually make a thing and everyone gets paid and all of that, you know, all of the cool effects coming up and all of the locations and the things that we can afford now, the best thing to me is that I'm finally going to get to pay my crew. Because they did the season 1 and 2 of Sally Show with no money.
Yeah, they bust their butts all the time.
So actually, that's my favorite thing is I get to pay my crew because they are due.
Let's see. Well, you could come up to Ann Arbor, Michigan in November to promote it at our anniversary party. Yeah, it's shameless, but that's okay. Well, in November is when we're filming, so
yeah,
it probably wouldn't work. But
in Mississippi, where
in
it's
Mississippi, warmer. So. Let's see this one. Okay. What's for me? What do I draw upon for inspiration for Chainsaw Sally, if anything? Well, I draw upon well, the character of Sally, it depends on, she's got 3 very distinct modes of acting. She's her librarian role, which to me is really the hardest role for me to play, is that's Sally when she's pretending to be in real life, you know, so that she's trying to blend in with society as much as Sally ever blends in.
Yeah, as weird as it is, April's actually closer to Crazy Sally.
I am a lot closer to Crazy Sally
than librarian
but
Sally.
the way I pull on for what I pull on to get that through is basically what I have. It's me trying to like go to PTA meetings or meet with my kids' teachers or go to any normal person function where I have to look like a normal person. I feel uncomfortable doing it, and yeah, I think it reads through for the character just fine. As far as like the darker side, Sally as the killer, the complete nutcase, all that is. I mean, I don't want to say that I pull on any other influences exactly. I mean, the creation of the character comes from like the sense of humor of Bugs Bunny or Freddy when in his more goofy phases, the intelligence of Hannibal, the wildness of Tank Girl. She's got all these things that make her up, but when I'm acting, she goes crazy over ridiculous stuff. You know, somebody parking in the handicapped space when they shouldn't be, and then she does horrible things to them. So I just pretend that I am the person who would be so enraged by that I would kill them. And for her, killing is a release, so it's fun. I mean, she's enraged at first, but as soon as the action starts, she's just having a great time. So I just throw myself into that. And then Sally at home in the trailer that's the closest to what I'm really just like normally. Yeah. That's hardly even acting. That's just having fun with my friends. So let's see, what else?
She does get into her role. Yes, she does get into her role.
I try.
And an interesting thing about the actors, in particular April, and also Lily when she's acting with us. Once we leave the house and we get in the car and we go to our location that we're shooting, when we get out of the car, we're no longer husband and wife and dad, and we are a director and an actor, and it's not hard to do. It's just kind of something we decided to do, and so she doesn't get special treatment. She doesn't get her ass kissed, or I mean, you really don't.
Not unless you direct somebody to do it.
Well, yeah, she gets her ass kissed when I have Nikki do it, but
that's special.
It is.
That's special.
But there's no favorites.
Okay, so let's see. Are there any crazy stories from the set on any of the shows or movies? Injuries, arrests, etc. I don't think we've had any arrests.
No. The closest thing that was weird, I think, was in was it season 1 or season 2 that we found the car, the burned car.
The burn. Oh, I don't know. I don't remember which.
At
season
some
it
point
was.
in one of the seasons, Asmund, Ruby, is walking around through the woods, and he finds a burned car, and he's playing in it. The night before we filmed, a woman had stolen her fiance's car, drove it down into the woods, and there's no road to get there.
These woods are in the middle of a trailer park, just
Yeah.
so you know.
And
Special trailer
and she
park.
lit the car on fire, and so it sat there and burned.
That's part of the specialness of this trailer park. It sat there and burned.
No one put it out.
People could see it from their houses or trailers, and they didn't care.
Yeah.
There are no cops. It was kind of a nice place to film and a little
no
bit
one
scary.
no one ever called the cops on us running around in those woods with a chainsaw and screaming. No one.
Yeah. Yeah, I would be cutting, well, not really cutting people up, and they would be screaming for mercy. There'd be girls screaming their heads off, and chainsaws running, and we could see houses, and we know that they can hear us. Not one cop, not one concerned anything.
No one.
Which is good and bad. It's nice because it frees us up for filming, but at the same time, it's like, well, I hope nothing really does happen because we are really on our own out here. But it was kind of fun. So let's see.
What's that?
No, that was it.
Thanks for the honest answer. You're welcome for the honest answer. You want the lie? Because I can give you that one too.
Oh, I want to hear a lie.
There was a time that Asmund closed his penis in the door, and he actually did it. That is a lie. But we did think it would be funny, and I'll tell you the thing where Asmund gets his dick caught in the door. I have a saying that.
Not very bad.
All right, I have a saying that I use now and then about what I would rather do than whatever it is I'm being told to do. And my saying is, I would rather go slam my dick in the door than do so-and-so. And so we thought it would be funny if Ruby actually got his dick slammed in a door. And it was funny. And Nikki enjoyed that part too.
It was pretty funny.
All right, who's got another question? You can ask dick questions.
We often ask this question because it always draws an interesting reaction. If you could remake or do a sequel of, thank you, any movie series, what series would you do?
I don't want to do a remake of anything.
Well, it says or sequel.
Or sequel.
That's why I was like, thank you. Sequels are good.
I would. This sounds crazy. I would really like to do one of the Batman sequels. There you go. I mean, I know it's not horror, but I've had a Batman problem for a long fucking time. Since I was a little kid, and the Adam West Batman show came on, I have been a Batman fanatic. I have the collection of Batmobiles. That is my, more so than horror, that is my nerd thing.
With a decent Batgirl.
Well, yeah. I would probably make Batman look more like the comic book. I wouldn't go with the black armor shit. I would do the look of the comic book. I understand why they have made the choices that they've made. I just don't think that's what I would do.
No Adam West Batman?
I don't know. I would put incidental dry humor in because I like that.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't make it all wackadoodle like the TV show was. And I don't know. I would make it. I mean, it's meant to be a detective story. It's Detective Comics. DC is Detective Comics. So I would try to make it, a thriller. I would make it a mystery. hopefully.
Mhm.
Or I would fuck up terribly and people would accuse me of liking Ben Affleck.
So, would you jump at the chance to do your version of the Dark Knight Returns graphic novel?
Yes. Flat out.
I mean, to do the graphic novel or to do a movie of the graphic
I
novel?
would assume the movie of the graphic novel.
Right.
Yeah, I would. I don't expect there to be. I don't know what kind of fraternity you have to
You
get
don't
into.
think Hollywood's going to come knocking on the door?
No. Well, I don't know. They got James Gunn doing some. What's James Gunn doing? Anybody know James Gunn's about to do some Marvel business?
Movie version. Right.
A movie Marvel thing.
I forget.
I don't know. Some maybe they would. But who knows?
Of all the kill scenes in the Chainsaw Sally series, what is your absolute favorite?
The guillotine where the girl had to pee.
Oh wait, I just have to say you have to be friends with Ben Affleck clearly to get into C.
Well, I'm all for being friends with Ben Affleck. I got no problem with Ben Affleck now that he's no longer hooked up with J-Lo.
Okay. Anyway,
the guillotine thing from season 1, where the girl was strapped into a guillotine with a catheter in, and the catheter went to a jar on like a little seesaw, and on the other side was a candle that when she peed, she would weigh down the candle to go up to the rope and drop the the fucking dogs are barking, to drop the guillotine on her neck while she's being tickled and force-fed water. I think that was my favorite one just because it was mean. I think that was, and the only reason we did it was because we had access to a guillotine. And so I was trying to think of how to make that interesting and drawn out, as opposed to this big, I mean, a guillotine's over pretty fucking fast. Mine is the chainsaw enema. The chainsaw enema is pretty fun. We had our effects folks made a fake ass for us to actually put the chainsaw in, and I don't know. That was fun.
Can I pause you?
Yes.
Katie and Nate, did you want me to come down here?
No.
Okay.
Sorry about that. My sister's knocking at the door. You can see her anytime. So anyway, the chainsaw enema was fun. What's that? Monique Dupree made a cameo in today's episode. What other independent horror stars can we look for in episodes making guest shots? Well, there's no more episodes. I mean, we're not making any more Sally show. However...
Well, until we change our minds and decide to make more Sally show.
Well, yeah, there's that. However, we do have several Chainsaw Sally movies coming up. What does that say?
Oh, the favorite kill. I didn't get to chime in on that. His is the Chainsaw Enema. Keenan's is the favorite. That's one of my favorite kills too. That and ripping your heart out.
Oh yeah.
That was fun.
You mean from Chainsaw? There weren't many guests, were there? There's no. It's just our standard crew.
Well, I think.
And Rob, and
Monique Dupree was considered.
Yeah.
A guest in there,
and her husband.
And Saint.
Yep.
And who else did we bring in?
There wasn't many.
David Moransnick.
Yeah.
Debbie's not really a guest. I guess maybe some people consider her a guest because she's a celebrity, but since we...
Yeah, Debbie's just...
She's a regular... Well, we don't reach out to former Troma talent specifically because we aren't really an alum of Troma. I mean, all we did was get distributed by them. We didn't make a movie with them. mean, Debbie, I guess, would be considered one.
Yeah.
But well, definitely.
Yeah.
So,
No,
I mean,
we don't reach out to Troma people. We reach out to friends. We reach out to people that we know that we like, and we'll call them and say, hey, we're shooting this thing where I need someone to run through the woods and get their boob caught in a bear trap. You up for it? And then they will either say yes or no, and that's it.
yeah, we know a lot of we have a lot of acting talent around us and a lot of film crew talent. I mean, so we don't really have to search very far when we're looking for actors to fill our roles.
Right.
Which is really nice. So, I mean, we don't reach out to Troma talent, but we don't necessarily push them away. We just don't have to look very far to find people.
Yeah.
To do what we need.
Like in season 1, we had oh shit, what was the girl's name in season 1 who did Kill Jill?
Nicola Fiore?
Yes.
Yes.
The hardest name to remember.
The one with the spine.
Yeah. Nicola was great. And April got to do the Predator thing where she pulls the spine out of her ass.
That was hilarious.
I got a kick out of.
Okay, that might be one of my favorite kills.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
I can't pick one.
But back to these movies that are coming up. So, the first one's called Bloodkin. We're filming it in the new year. It has Debbie, Nikki as Busy Bee, April, and Gunnar. Gunnar Hansen is back. Gunnar Hansen is back. Who else do we have? Lynn Lowry, I think, is going to be in it. We have all kinds of people coming in for that one. And it will be your first time to ever see Sally with a budget. It's kind of cool that we actually have enough money to do everything we want to do. That being said, I got no complaints about working the way we did with the Sally show. It didn't seem that hard. Like I said, the only thing that I have a complaint about is I wasn't able to pay my crew.
Yeah.
Some of the cast got some money, not much money, but the crew didn't.
Not for the Sally show.
There was a couple of people that got small. I mean a small amount, something like covered their gas or something.
Oh well, yeah.
But that's my only thing that I regret about the Sally show is not being able to pay the crew because they work their asses off.
Okay,
they really do.
How did you connect with Leatherface? I may have missed that answer earlier. Oh, we've been friends with him for years, and the way we connected with him was way back a long, long time ago, before we ever made the Sally movie. When Chainsaw Sally was just a web hostess. This is way back when. Part of the shtick of the character, when we were still trying to figure out what to do with her, we did reviews and silly stories and funny pictures, whatever, goofy horror-based stuff. Her thing was that she had a crush on Leatherface. So I had like little hearts and Leatherface's picture in them and that kind of thing. Somebody pointed this out to Gunnar Hansen. And I got an email one day that said, I just spent 48 sweaty minutes looking at your site. And love Gunnar or something like that. And when I saw who it was, I just about freaked out. I was like, no, that can't really be Gunnar Hansen. That's ridiculous. Why would he email me and why would he email me that? But it turned out it was really him. Somebody had pointed the site out to him. So I think we reached out to do an interview at some point.
Yeah.
And then when we decided to do the Chainsaw Sally movie, by then we had established kind of a back and forth email relationship with him. And Jimmy asked him to act in the movie, and he said yes. And there you go. And we had a great time. And since then, we've been very good friends. You guys are really good friends.
Yeah.
And our kids call him Uncle Gunnar. So.
Yeah, and the other one that's the same boat for the movie was Herschel.
Mm-hmm.
Herschel Gordon Lewis. We were part of a horror convention that didn't take hold long ago before the Sally movie. And I suggested, because I was a Herschel fan, I suggested Louis.
Yeah, they didn't think that we would ever be able to get him.
Yeah, and so I found his phone number and I called him. I said, "Hey, I left a message because I got a voicemail. I said, "Hey, this is Jimmy Burril, blah blah blah." And about a week later, I got a phone call out of the fucking blue with this weird voice, this weird deep voice, and I said, "Jimmy, this is Herschel," and I just about fucking fainted. And I mean, I was just sitting here shaking because I was talking to him. I mean, he's my Elvis, you know? And or damn Skype.
Oh, they're having Skype problems.
Oh. Sorry. So, anyway, he came to town for it wasn't horror related. It was, he does conventions that
Yeah,
are
it was a marketing
seminar.
Yeah.
And we had dinner at his hotel, and it was really cool. And we just became friends. We're friends with he and his wife Margot, and when the movie came around, it's like, hey, you want to do this? And if you ask Herschel at this point, he will tell you that the reason he got back into movies was because we drug him back in. And,
yeah, he had to ask the boss if he was allowed.
Yeah, he had
to ask Margot if he was allowed to come act in a movie. And she said it was okay.
That was so cool. Directing Herschel was really fucking cool.
And that was on our very first day of the shoot, too.
Yeah.
So that was our first real movie. I mean, because Silver Screen was a movie of a musical. So it was our first real movie, our first day, and you got to direct Herschel.
Yeah, directing Herschel was
awesome.
That was a pretty high day for me. Which project am I most looking forward to in the next? Well, it's Darling Clementines.
Right now, we can't think of much else except Darling Clementines.
Yeah, I've had a couple of offers, weird offers.
But I'm really looking forward to
do different things. It's like, dude, I'm about to make my first big movie. I am super hyper focused on Clementines, and
it's gonna be an amazing experience.
I think it's going to be an amazing movie for horror fans. Is that, I mean, when it goes to Netflix, because I mean we're already talking to distributors and everything about this thing. When it goes to Netflix, your average folks are going to start. I have never seen such trash and blah 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 blah, and male rape and it's terrible and. So there's going to be a lot of that, but horror fans are going to sit there and just stroke it hard because it is all up in their business. It's all up in it.
I love your delicate turn of phrase.
Well, I'm delicate.
Yeah.
Other than that, we have the 3 Sally movies.
Good Sisters.
And Good Sisters 2. Good Sisters 2 is way in development, but it's coming around. And the first one was a witch story, and the second one is going to be a ghost story.
You get to be a spooky ghost. I can't wait.
Spooky ghosts. What's that say?
What were both of your favorites horror slashers from the 80s? We all have our favorites. Indeed, we do.
Yeah. Well, Leatherface from the 70s, if he's even... Is Leatherface a slasher?
He's considered a slasher.
All right. So Leatherface from the 70s, and
But if we want to go, let's broaden it to like horror bad guys, because I also really love the Cenobites from Hellraiser.
Cenobites,
and they aren't slashers.
Yeah.
But they're cool. And Hannibal.
Hannibal.
Because
Freddy's fun.
Of course, I guess is that 90s?
But everybody likes Freddy.
Everybody does like Freddy's
When
great.
was Mr. Frost made? Mr. Frost was one of my favorite movies, and it's not even on fucking DVD. You can only get it on VHS. If you ever run across a movie with Jeff Goldblum called Mr. Frost, buy it, rent it, steal it.
It's pretty good. Let's see. Oh yeah, Hellraiser was pretty awesome. Oh, you're gonna have the female Cenobite? She's my favorite Cenobite. I love her.
I'm friends with her. She follows me on the Twitters.
Oh shit.
Yep,
That's
she loves me.
That's cool.
She loves me. It's probably my butt.
Yeah, it's your butt.
I clean it. Stuff like that.
That's nice.
Oh, wait, let me do my pinhead. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
We have eternity to experience your flesh.
That's nice.
What do you think?
I got a winner.
I think
You're funny.
I'm a huge Hellraiser fan. Nicholas Fenton. Yep, we like the Hellraisers.
Yep. I think Skype is dragging.
Oh,
That's all.
lucky, lucky woman. Goddamn right it is.
Yeah. I'm proud of this man. Especially when he does shit like that.
Look, all that stuff helps me be creative for your benefit, so enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what else? All right, ask us another question. Well, I have 20 more minutes. No questions.
Hey.
All right, well, let's do a show. Oh, that's it. Wait, that's the thing I want to tell you.
What? What does that remind you of?
It reminds me of Jaws.
Okay.
Jaws is what. Well, when I was a kid, I was into all the Universal stuff because I would see it on TV. I was never allowed to go to see a horror movie when I was little. But on Sunday mornings, they would have the Sunday morning movie, and it was usually a Universal or other black and white type of thing. The first time I saw terror splashy blood was Jaws. Jaws had a huge effect on me. Huge. And I think Jaws had a huge effect on the whole horror industry because I think it was the first time that a horror movie made that kind of impact on the industry as well as the public. I mean, it was a big fucking deal. And I think it's what made horror acceptable. If that's...
Could be.
Let's
see. Okay, well, what is on our agenda for the rest of the night? Well, we're not telling. How do you find the balance between parents, partners, work, and play? Does it ever get complicated? Well,
it gets busy, but it's not complicated.
Yeah, it's not too complicated because we're all supportive of each other. Our kids are supportive of what we do. They like it. They have fun.
And they often participate in one way or the other.
Yeah, I mean,
when there's not something that they shouldn't.
Yeah, the little one can't participate as much, but yeah, it's not really too hard at all. It just makes we're probably busier. Okay, we are busier than most people, I think, but
yeah, we've got two full careers plus kids.
Yeah. Okay, so why Mississippi for the new film? Because nothing else is there?
No, well, I grew up in Mississippi. I don't know if you knew that. I until I was 20, I lived in Mississippi. We wanted, I needed a remote location, and originally Clementine's was going to be in the mountains. But we started noticing there's a shitload of movies about crazy folks in the mountains. No one does a movie about Mississippi unless it's some type of, racially. Some type of real political shenanigans. And I thought, well, Mississippi, has these great isolated areas in woods and swamps. There are plenty of fucking crazy people in those backwoods areas of Mississippi. But the biggest selling point of Mississippi in November is it's about in the 60s and 70s temperature. It is the most beautiful time of the year seasonally in the fall in Mississippi. And considering what our girls are going to be wearing, we need a little bit warmer temperature.
Yeah, if we had to film in November and we were filming it around here in Maryland or Virginia, which is what we were talking about doing, we'd be in coats and boots.
Yeah,
That'd be boring.
And trust me, you want them the way I'm going to have them in Mississippi.
And I don't want to be freezing.
No.
If I'm going to be out in the sticks, I don't want to be freezing too. So.
Do you envision a day coming where filmmaking is going to be what you do? I hope so. It's asking if we're going to do it full time. Our goal is to do it full time, and it's looking with the projects that we have coming up that the reality of that is closer. But yeah, that's what we want to do full time.
Yeah.
The only reason we are not attempting it full time now is because we have kids.
Yeah. Responsibilities.
And that's not saying that I blame them for anything. It's not about that at all.
No, but
April and I decided that our dreams were not going to become their nightmares. We're not going to make them go without, so that we can try to do this thing that we think would be fun.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, we don't have horrible jobs.
No.
We're both employed as artists, so it's not like drudge work really. So we've got decent jobs, insurance, the kids are covered, the kids are safe. Meanwhile, our jobs are very understanding.
Hey, I love you too. I might love you. Do I love you?
Yes.
I'm going to say I love you. Okay.
Okay.
Ohio offers a
off-the-chart film credits, but that might be only for major studios. Well, there a lot of states offer them for
Mississippi
indie
and
filmmakers.
Louisiana do too, because they're trying to get people there. Have you noticed that a lot of people? There are a lot of shows that are now taking place around New Orleans. It is because Louisiana right now has the highest film credit and tax breaks in the United States. As a matter of fact, our office for the Clementines is going to be in Louisiana.
Yeah, well, we're like right on the border or something.
Yeah, I mean, we're spitting distance.
Ohio's not bikini weather in November.
No.
No.
No. Well, they're not going to be wearing bikinis. They're not going to be wearing that much.
That would be odd.
What, bikinis?
That would be odd.
Yeah, well, no, it's not bikinis. Bikinis cover way more than we're going to cover. A number of fans have been filming.
A number of films have been filming around my work in Detroit.
Detroit?
Including Transformers 4.
Well, isn't Ted Nugent in Detroit? Because I don't want any part of that shit. Actually, we've been to Detroit, and I like it fine. I got no problem filming Detroit if we needed that type of place.
Atlanta.
Yeah, not a Nugent fan. That sounds good, Jimmy. Well, I'm glad. Which part? All of it? Most of it? Some of it? Oh, yeah.
Let's see. I can't have a bit part in the Darling Clementines. There's no bits.
There are no bits.
It's not like the other stuff. We're isolated. It's
Yeah,
a really tiny
there are
cast.
8 people only. However, in the Sally shows or the Sally movies, yeah, we need.
We'll need extras.
Yeah,
for that.
I'll just tell you right now. And when we shoot the Bloodkin, the Chainsaw first of these 3 Chainsaw Sally movies, there is a scene where there is a huge group of the local townspeople who set upon our heroes.
Angry villagers. I've always wanted to
Angry
be attacked
villagers.
by angry villagers. Can somebody carry a pitchfork?
And so we are going to be
And a
looking for
torch.
angry villagers. If you want to be an angry villager, contact me at my email or on my Facebook, and we'll talk. Very little
That's just
covering.
yeah. That's referring to what we were talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
with the skimpy clothing.
You can run a
Exactly.
camera.
Well, that's good. Let's see. Do people still grab pitchforks and torches and run at people anymore? Not like they used to.
No,
Not like they used to.
but our people are gonna. We're bringing back the whole Frankenstein thing.
Bringing it back.
Bringing it back. I can carry a torch for you, April.
Aw, thank you.
I think there are already a handful of people doing that. I like fire. Well, we'll have fire.
I don't want to be set on fire.
Well, no, you're not going to be set on fire. However, the townsfolk, the people that the townsfolk are fighting, is April, Debbie, Nick, and Gunnar. So that'll be an interesting few days of filming.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big mess.
He will carry a torch.
No, he was just the typo.
Gotcha.
Typo thing.
How do you get started in the business? No, I didn't cover that. Here, I don't know how you're supposed to get started. I will tell you how I got started. I sat down and wrote a script, and then I got some friends together, and I borrowed a camera, and I made a movie. And then I edited the movie. And then I tried to get people to look at it. That is how I started.
We started in theater.
Yeah.
Before making movies.
I had been acting in theater for a long time, and then I moved over to directing theater. Then I moved over to writing. I've written 4 musicals, all of which have been produced, on a local level. So I was well kind of into the theater world before
let's see, this is going back, Keenan's making a comment on editing and how much fun it is, and kind of isn't, but let's see, what is your favorite, another subject. Speaking of Frankenstein, off in another direction, What is your favorite horror novel that you have read? I am a Stephen King addict. It's a problem I have. I love Stephen.
I think mine was The Vampire Lestat.
Oh, well, I do like that one a lot. That's
and I wasn't crazy about any of the other Anne Rice vampire books. I mean, I liked them, but The Vampire Lestat really turned me on.
I love The Vampire Lestat. That's really good.
Plus, it bringing in the whole rock thing, and because I'm a rock drummer, and
yes, Dark Tower. Yes, the Dark Tower books are my favorite.
How did we meet? We were in Hartford Dance Theater together. Yes.
Yes. Well, it wasn't a fully just dancing piece though. We were in a piece that was choreographed by Jimmy's sister Katie. It was a piece called Family Portrait about parents, and the dancers are their kids growing up over the course of 3 songs. During these 3 songs,
Led Zeppelin songs.
3 Led Zeppelin songs. During these songs, Jimmy and I played the parents, and every night we had started out with a white canvas. This was 8 feet by 10 feet. It was huge.
It was 12 feet wide by 8 feet high.
Okay, it was huge. And we would sit there with our hands, and we would paint a portrait of the family every night during the show as the dance was going on. We would paint, and during the very last number, we would dance together after the painting was done. It was very romantic.
To All of My Love.
It was very romantic.
Which was also our dance number at our wedding.
Yeah. So years later, I mean, we did not get together then. We were just friends then. Years later, after life happened, we got back together when Jimmy had started his theater group, Jimmyo, and they asked me to audition for that, and then you and I just kind of started dating almost right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was wonderful.
There you go. Frankenstein and Dracula.
See, I want to throw out a special thanks to Shar Hardin. Yes, I love her. Who introduced Jimmyo and April to Indie Horror TV. Char is a great friend of the channel and has been battling health issues lately. So definitely want to give her a mention. Hope she feels better soon. I hope she feels better soon too.
Yeah, I didn't know that she was having I didn't know she was having an issue.
Char is really nice. I like her.
She wants my butt.
Don't they all?
No, but Char does.
You have a nice butt.
See. Let's see. Get well, Char.
Yes. Dark Tower, roll into shame. Oh yeah. Yes. I'm just gonna. I can geek out on that forever.
What does it say? Frankenstein and Dracula. What do you mean by that, Keenan?
Oh, we're on the book thing. I think.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Your butt probably made her sick.
Thank you.
He washes it.
I do.
He does.
I actually don't know that she's ever seen my butt. We've never met in person. We've only not, and it's, I rarely turn around and show my butt to the camera. So rarely.
Those days are over.
They are. Once you start pushing 50.
Aw,
You two are an inspiration and I love what you do.
thank you. We love what we do too.
And thank you very much. That's sweet.
See, as a parent, how much of your stuff have your children seen? Not much.
Not much.
Not as much as you would think. I mean, the older one, she can see pretty much whatever she wants, but more for my comfort than anybody else's in this house, we don't really let her see any of the dirty scenes with me, because that would be just too weird.
Yeah.
And she doesn't. She didn't
want to see it. We don't want to show it.
Yeah, but she has seen all the the kill scenes and stuff like that because that's fun. Our little one
has seen some of the most basic stuff.
Yeah, she's seen very little of it, though she has been with us on some of the shoots. She was actually with us.
Does the clicker.
Yes, she likes to. Yes, take
the
this.
slate.
Yes,
she calls it the clicker.
But she was with us in season 2 when we kill Victor.
Yeah,
it's episode 7, I think that is. It's like the next to last.
Yeah, when they run out with the throwing knives.
Yeah, we filmed that in our backyard, and so you take a chainsaw to this this dummy that looked just like our friend Victor, and I mean, she thought it was great. She had a great time. As a matter of fact, afterwards, there were puddles of blood in our yard, fake blood, and she was playing in them. And you know what's really creepy is watching a little girl splashing happily, playing in fake blood.
Yeah, because Rio, I don't know what the fuck it was, but she found this thing that we call the blood cannon.
That's awesome.
And it's what sprayed all of that. It was like almost 10 gallons of blood that it shot over that over our backyard, and it was just incredible. Skype. Is Skype fucking up again?
I guess so. Let's see. On that line, do you want your kids to see the work someday? I don't want them to see any of the sex scenes with me.
Yeah.
Ever. But I want them. We want them to see. We want them to see what they want to see.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna. When they're old enough to decide what they want to see, I'm not going to tell them not to watch it. As long as they're aware, you might see, me kissing a girl, or worse. So, which I really don't want them to see.
Yeah.
But
we're looking at there's a thing that's really, really raw right now that I'm looking at with Andrea, who's our producer and manager, and it's more geared towards kids, kind of like Goosebumps, and we'll talk about more of that down the road.
Yeah,
but they'll see that.
Yeah. Let's see. What's the plan after the Darling Clementines?
Bloodkin, Chainsaw Sally movie.
Yay.
No episode 4. Oh, you mean
season 3? So no episode 4, huh?
Well, no, if we're not doing 3, we're definitely not hitting 4. But you're getting big budget Sally movies. The budget for the Sally movies are going to be comparable to the budget for the Hatchet movies. So, we'll be able to afford guest celebrities to come in, bigger effects, something more elaborate. And really, that's the thing that we're hooking up with is the we're using Hatchet as kind of our guide for how they did it.
Oh. I think Keenan, when he said episode 4, is talking about in season 2 with Debbie.
Oh.
Yeah, they're not going to see that.
No. I mean, I don't want any kids to see that.
It's not for kids. Yeah, occasionally I will hear about somebody letting some middle school aged kid, oh, my mom's going to let me watch Sally. I'm like, no, Please don't.
Yeah, it's fucking not for you.
It's R, at least rated R.
Yeah. Actually,
Let's
I
see.
have a hard time getting an R.
I enjoyed the Hatchet movies. Over the top gore, obviously not very serious, but a lot of fun. Yeah,
Yeah, well, that's Sally.
there you go. Let's see. As the kids get older, yeah, it'd be amazing to start doing something in the vein of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Yeah, the Goosebumps series, Are You Afraid of the Dark? All that fun stuff.
Yep.
I would love to do that.
So yeah, that's hopefully it's down the road. Right now, it's just chit chat between me and Andrea, but we'll see how that goes. But that's something I really want to do because y'all may not know it. April and I do kids books.
Yep.
I mean, we really like being parents, and I think we're pretty good at it. You know, we've got
They're turning
kids,
out good so far.
kids who are smart and kind, and they do good in school, and they're interesting, and they're individuals. They're not following any type of fashion except their own. So, yeah, we want to continue to do some kid stuff as well as the wackadoodle shit that we like to do.
Yep. Oh, it is coming up on 11.
Yep. It is 11 o'clock. So
I'm about to turn into a pumpkin.
she's about to turn into a pumpkin. So should we wrap it up?
Final questions?
Anyone have final questions? Hell yeah. Final question. Anything else you want to know? You want April to show her boobs?
I'm not showing my
She's
boobs.
not going to tell, but I'm just asking.
Did you miss something about the kids' books? We just said that we write kids' books.
We write kids' books.
That's all.
Creepy and Boo, the Adventures of Creepy and Boo are the books that we're trying to get distributed.
Yep. Thank you. Let's see. Thanks, everybody. No final questions. Yep. We had a great time. Thanks for having us on.
Thank you for having us watch and help because what we're trying to do. Please, if you see anything going on for Darwin Clementines, share the and bye-bye.
Say goodnight, Jimmy.
Good night, Jimmy.